Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Victory Hockey League. Now, if you're watching this video, it's likely that you either are about to make an account or you have just made an account and have no idea where to start. Well, rest assured that this is totally normal, and every single one of us has been there before. So, to help you guys out, I decided to make a little training video just to get you started on your path to VHL greatness. This league's been around since about June, July 2007, so about 4 years, and we are in the middle of season 22 as I speak right now. So we have the track record, and it looks like we're still going strong and have no signs of slowing down. So my name is Zero. I'm just an average member who wanted to help out and was asked to make a video to help you guys out, and that's what I'm doing. Feel free, once this video is over and when you're in the league, to send me a message if you have any extra questions. I will be happy to help you out. But first, let me start off here by telling you where you should go when you first start in the league. The first thing you want to do is obviously create a player, and that would be going in here to create a player. Now there's two different templates, either a skater, which is left wing, right wing, center, or defenseman, and a goalie. Now I'm just going to go into a random player thread, and I'm going to show you just what you need to fill out in order to create your player. You need to fill out a couple bits of information, just his name, his position, your username, his age, what hand he shoots with, and where you came from, like who recruited you or how did you find us. The attributes section, if you're a new player, you don't need to touch this right now. We'll get to this later. And then you need to go down, fill out his jersey number, his height, weight, and where he's from. And once you do all that, you can post the thread, post your topic, that is, and usually you'll have a couple people coming in to welcome you, and they're going to say, if you need help, send me a message. People are always willing to help new members. Do not be afraid to ask for help. In fact, this thread itself is also a place where you can ask questions in public and people will be happy to answer. Like I said, this league is full of people who are willing to help you out. So we're going to go back to the home page here, and I'm going to show you this league's bread and butter, which is the point tasks section. Now, point tasks usually are weekly activities that you can do to claim points, which you can add to your player and make him better. So you can do a media spot, which is usually about an 800-word article for 6 points. A graphic is a banner or a signature or something like that, also for 6 points. A podcast is pretty much just a little radio show, again, 6 points. A wiki article, we've tried to gather all the information from the VHL's big history and put them in one little database, so that is what our wiki is. So you can do that for 6 points. And there's other point tasks that you can do not as frequently. For example, the award predictions are done at the start of each year, where you pretty much just predict who's going to win all the major awards. Then we come down to the rookie profile, which is an 8-point activity, which is pretty much a big scouting report on your player, which is usually done in your rookie season. So it's just to tell GMs what your player's about and what he can do, and it'll usually spark their interest in you and will let them decide whether they are interested in drafting you or not. Now the autobiography is a bit more detailed. It goes into a bit more description about where your guy comes from, where he grew up, how he got into hockey, how he got to the VHL, and his pros and cons as a player again. That can also come from your rookie profile, the pros and cons section. This can only be done once in your career. It could be done at any point, and it's worth 10 points. Now, those all require grades, which are done by graders who have pink names, like McCullen here. He is a graphics grader, and he can grade graphics only, but he is eligible to help decide how many points you get for each thing you post. You need 2 grades before you can claim your TPE, which is your points. Now, on a weekly basis, you can also do a little Fan 590 article, which is about 150 words. Again, like all the other point tasks, it has to be league related, but you don't need a grade in order to claim it. It's 1 point and you don't need a grade. If you go into VHL Radio, you can get little mini casts, which are shorter podcasts, and again, they're not graded, so there's a little bit more room for error and, leniency, and these are 2 points. Now, if you're in the VHLM, every week you can also come in here to the VHLM practice facility and just post in this thread. There's going to be a new one every week, and you can claim 1 TPE just for posting. It's just to help VHLM players make it to the VHL a bit quicker. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I add these points to my player? Well, I'm sure you've figured out that this is not done automatically. You need to do this also. So you come in here, draftees, free agents, retired players, update threads. You're going to want to go into unassigned update threads, and what I would do is just copy paste someone else's. I'm going to show you mine here, and make sure obviously it's your stats, so everything would be at 40 for you and your total points earned would be 0. And what you do is when you earn points, you link in this post, in your next post, you link back to the point task that you did, and then you indicate which attribute you're changing and how much you're adding to it. Now, you don't have to change 1 attribute per update. You can change more than 1, but this is just how I've done it. And please keep it to 1 post until an updater, and that's this guy with the teal name here, posts VHL updated. It's just easier to keep track of, and it's it's less time consuming for updaters. Don't give them a headache. Try and make it as readable and as understandable as possible. It's always helpful and they always appreciate it. So again, you just keep updating here and you keep adding points. And I personally like to keep my post here updated so I know if I'm correctly calculating everything, and I can keep track of it much easier. So, keep working at it, and eventually you'll see this number hit triple digits, and if you're really good, maybe even quadruple digits. You might even hit the 1,000 TPE plateau, but that's hard to do. So, don't worry if you don't. So, really, you're going to start in the VHLM, and I'm going to just quickly show you what the typical VHLM simulation game looks like. It's just going to be a nice box score. Here, you're going to get your score, shots, you're going to get your first period, second period, third period box score. Goalie stats come here, player stats, so you can check your stats line if you want. Then you come down, 3 stars, special teams, referees, linesmen, no one cares, and then your game notes, which will usually show hat tricks, fights, goalie changes, ejections and stuff like that. You can go down and look at the lines if you want to see if your coach or your GM is giving you enough ice time, and then you can go yell at him if he isn't. And if you really want to, you can look at some play-by-play, or if you want it a bit more detailed, you can go all the way through this, and it'll show you a bunch. So before I go, like I said, I really just want to give you an outline and just get you started. I'm sure, there's so many other things that I have not gone over, but there are a lot of other things to this league, and I am sure that you will enjoy yourself if you put in just a bit of effort. So the last thing I want to direct you to is just a few more names that are helpful to you if you really need some extra assistance. So first of all, you can look at our 3 administrators here, Jardy B10, Mighty Duck 14, and Sterling. These guys run the league. They are our commissioners. So these guys are the best guys you can ask questions to. They have blue names, and one of them is usually on, and they'll be happy to help you out. Alfie Forever is another good one. He's got a red name, and he's on a lot also, and he is like a walking encyclopedia of VHL knowledge. So if you need help, chances are he'll know what you're looking for. Kendrick, he's the updater I showed you in the update demonstration. He's been around from the beginning, generally a well-respected member, and he's also willing to help. T. Fong, another good guy, well-respected, and he is also your VHLM commissioner. So another guy you might want to be familiar with just in case you have an issue with how you're being treated on your VHLM team. And finally, if you have a grading issue, you want to go see Fresco Elmo here. He is the head grader. Send him a PM. Do not post a message publicly. No one, that generally makes people unhappy with you. Please be discreet about it. If you have an issue with how you were graded, if you think your grade was too low, just talk to him about it, and he will see if there is a change that can be made. So once again, I just want to welcome you to the VHL, and, we hope to see you around for a long time, and enjoy yourself.